Alright, so Liam Bailey is heading back to Aston Villa after his loan was cut short due to injury. Alright, so I think this is one of the biggest setbacks for any players in their career is probably being injured, or not being consistent, because not being any of those two can basically be a big setback. And Liam Bailey is heading back to Aston Villa, but this doesn't seem like a bad move. You get me? I say heading back to Aston Villa, you get me? Because the state that Aston Villa is currently in now, in terms of their position on the league and the support that they need from a player like Liam Bailey. So Aston Villa is currently at third in the league, on 43 points, couple points ahead Liverpool. Very comfortable, and they honestly has been dropping points in the last couple games that they played. They lost against Everton, they beat Tottenham in the FA Cup, they draw with Palace, and Arsenal beat them. You get me? I say so. They're basically in third place team. That's a good place to be. And I honestly think that with the attack that Aston Villa has, I think Liam Bailey can make a difference. He's a good player. He might not be consistent, but he can fill a gap. He can literally play to substitute or start over Sancho. You get me? I say, in my opinion. So I think Liam Bailey has a lot to offer. He also can start over against Bondia, or Magin. I think Magin is injured now. You get me? So Liam Bailey can definitely have a spot back in Aston Villa, and I think his recent contribution to Aston Villa, he has have 144 appearances for Aston Villa, contributing 22 goals, 24 assists in all competition. So I think he definitely can come back into the squad. Literally start back fresh. Once his injuries don't be constant, he probably can make it back to the first team or literally be on the bench. So I think his appearance in Roma, in all competition, I think he made 11 appearances in all competition. 7 in Serie A. Played 370 minutes across all competition, under 60 minutes on average per outstanding. 181 minutes in Serie A, 56 minutes in Europa League, Coppa Italia 80 minutes, 0 goals, and 2 assists. So his loan spell was literally a nightmare. But as I said, being injured or not being consistent is two of the biggest setback, especially being injured in a footballer's career, because most of the time players get injured, they don't come back fit, or they don't come back hitting like what they was doing before, and his Premier League, he only appearance was 110 before him go to Roma, 17 assists, 16 goals, so the stats is okay. We can't say bad because most professional players are not hitting those numbers, so especially in the Premier League, being one of the toughest league out there. You get me? I say so. I think Liam Bailey can literally jump back in the squad. The coach know what he's able of. The coach basically know what he's able of because he has been coaching him for the last couple of seasons, and I think that, to be honest, it'll be rough for him, without a doubt, because the first thing, them loan him out, and most of the times why teams loan out player is because they are young, and sometimes because them not perform. So go elsewhere, get some game time, and then come back if you're on top form, and you get games. But in this case, Liam Bailey is not young. Liam Bailey is roughly 28, 29 this year. So that wasn't the case where I got loaned out. So other cases, he's not performing up to standard. You get me? And this is the Premier League. The Premier League is probably one of the toughest league ever in football. And I think most of these coaches are under very, very strict watch, in terms of if they don't perform, you get sacked. Oh no, that's the way they go. Same thing happened to Aston Villa, same thing happened to Xabi Alonso in Real Madrid. You get me I say? He has been performing good, but against El Clasico, against Barcelona, he have lost that cup match when the board literally think they should have won it. So, it's alright, them get with them. You get me? Even though his stats was very good at Real Madrid. You get me? And I honestly think the coach is going to be strict, especially when you have world-class players. I know it's alright. You're not supposed to be losing this match because you have this form of team that can win everything and anything. You get me? That's how me think them view it. But a team like Aston Villa that has currently been below standards in terms of their performance in recent times, and to see them back on this level in third place, only played 22 matches above Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, Newcastle, is a good milestone. So I honestly think the coach see where Roma is not giving Liam Bailey any game after he come back from the injury, and basically sees that he can probably fit in the side and do what he was doing before in terms of contribution to goals or scoring. You get me? But as I said before, let's see what happens. Aston Villa is basically playing Europa match tomorrow against Fenerbahce, and Liam Bailey is back in the team. So let's see how this line goes. And the players that are injured for Aston Villa are basically defensive midfield players. All the attackers are there. So I think Liam Bailey will probably be on the bench, and I think him literally have to play back for him space in the team. I think that's one of the biggest setback of football. Also, coming back from an injury. And you have other players that are performing. So you literally, even if you were a starting player and you come back from injury, you literally have to prove to them why you need to start back. You get me? Especially if your team is currently doing good in the table without you. You get me? And you finally come back. So it's a rough. But I think he's gonna get game. Just never prove why we need to get games. Look on Arsenal. I've always said that squad depth is the best thing a team can have. Because as I said, players don't know when they're going to get injured, and the team is always going to need players to replace them if they're injured. And we have seen that Arsenal has been a victim of that. They have been finishing second for a couple seasons now. And the fact that they have this team that look like they can win anything, and they have squad depth. They have a lot of forwards. They have Trossard, Martinelli, Jesus, Havertz, Gyökeres, Saka, Madueke. You get me? Those are the attacking players, bro. You get me? Sometimes Arsenal side look literally hard to start. And they have a lot of midfielders too, bro. And the thing I like about Arsenal side is, if the attackers are not performing, they have a wide variety of attackers, bro. You get me? Look on Gyökeres. Gyökeres not perform. Jesus start now. Jesus score, bro. You get me? Martinelli. If Martinelli not perform, Madueke come on. You get me? Saka not perform. You get me? Trossard come. You get me? So the squad depth is crazy at Arsenal. And as I said, the thing I like about Arsenal side is the midfielders, bro. They have a good amount of good attacking midfielders. Because if you really look on my Arsenal performance, if any striker doesn't score, you can guarantee that a midfielder is going to score. You get me? So Arsenal, to me, Arsenal is the favorite to win the league. Based on their recent performance. And based on the performance of the outstanding the defending champions. You get me? I say. I think Man City to me is the only side that can basically overback Arsenal, not because they're second, but they're the only side that is literally being consistent.